Good afternoon, violins. Mr. Garza. Sorry we can't have a live version of our sectional today, but because Monday was a holiday, I thought I would just do a video, and you will need to watch this all the way through to get all the information. First thing I want you to do is make sure that you have your Rode cut. Looks like this. Okay, it is on Google Classroom where the resources area is. It's all fixed for you. I want you to have a pencil, and I want you to maybe, if you need or have one available, a highlighter. We are going to be doing a lot of marking stuff, yeah? So if you look at your cut, it is different from the first one I gave you because now it is the actual all-region cut. So it's shorter, and it starts on our B to B octave on the second line. If you've got this version right here, it's the second line. Starts on the second measure, okay? So it's a B to B octave. We talked about this in the prior video, all right? So it's a B natural on a second finger to a shift up in third position, that B on the E string. So originally where your fourth finger goes, your second finger will go there. So it's this 2 up to a 2, yeah? Now here's what's interesting. There are two versions of the fingering. There's a 1 on the bottom of that low B on the G string up to that top B. It helps you with the shift. So now if I'm putting my first finger where my second finger goes, it's a lot shorter distance. So there's a big difference between shifting on a first position to third position and a second position to third position. It's just an easier way. I want you to put a dot on that first 16th note. There's already one there, but it's kind of, there's a lot of things happening, so I want you to put a dot on it to make it short. I also want you to notice that it's piano, and yes, we can do dynamics even though we're going slow. So your bow is going to be close to the fingerboard while we play this. Okay, now, before we go on at all, I want you to look, and I'm going to mark this in real time with you so that you can see what I want you to mark, and then we'll get going. If you look, I'm going to highlight for you that first B, but we're going to highlight it, and we're going to use the bottom first finger. Okay? Then, I want you to count from that B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth note that you have, it's a D sharp. You're going to put a first finger right on that fifth note. Above that fifth note, you're going to indicate that it is Roman numeral 3, third position. Just like so. Roman numeral 3, third position. And then I want you to highlight that note with that Roman numeral 3, third position. Then I want you to look at the second measure after that. You've got a first finger on that E. You're going to do the same thing, but now it's Roman numeral 4. So now we're going to highlight that 1 and a Roman numeral 4. Then you're going to go on the next line, and we go up from E to F sharp, Roman numeral 5, and then we go up to G natural, Roman numeral 6, VI, for those of you that may be confused. And we're going to talk about these notes right here that are important. So if I put my first finger on D sharp, okay, D sharp, think about D sharp in the A string. There's that D sharp. I'm going to take my first finger and replace it, and there I am in third position with a little help, okay? So I have a D sharp, then I scoop my finger up to a 1 in fourth position. From D sharp to E is a half step. That should match your open E string. So you hear this? So a half step from D sharp to E. Very tiny move. D sharp to E. Now look from E to your next highlighted note, E to F sharp. Think about E to F sharp. If I play E, that's a whole step. Watch again. Or E to F sharp. it's a whole step, right? So I'm going to shift up. Hear the difference? Okay, and now from that F sharp, I go up to G natural, which is a half step from the F sharp to G. Shift match open G. So that little motif right there with those highlighted notes in those positions, from third to fourth to fifth to sixth, it sounds like this. D sharp, E, F sharp, G. And I want you to notice from E to F sharp is a big whole step, so it's going to be a bigger move when you glide up here. And just so you are aware, if I wrote that out, that little area, if I wrote that out from the D sharp to E, I'm going to show you this, and then F sharp to G. So it looks kind of like this. I don't know if you can see that. D to E, and then F sharp to G. D sharp to E is a half step. F sharp to G is a half step. So there are your little half steppies. And then E to F sharp is a whole step. So that's what your move is going to look like. From D sharp to E is close. From E to F sharp is distance. From F sharp to G is close. So all of your fingers are going to be very close to each other, and there's a jump, and then very close to each other. So if we put this together, if you want to do it in first position, you play D sharp, open E, F sharp, G touch. So if you want to tune it, that's how you're going to tune it. That's your first finger. Wherever your first finger is what the position is going to be implied, okay? Now, if we look at this, it takes us a while to get to that D sharp because we have stuff before that prior to. So I want you to play a second finger B natural. We're going to shift up to a 2 in third position on this B. Now I'm crossing over with third finger for F sharp. Then I cross back for 2, that same B. Now here's my first finger in third position. If you notice, this third finger is going to be the one that moves the most. You know, let's try that again. So one more time, play a second finger. We'll do a first finger here in a minute, but I want you to get the hand position. Second finger, up to 2, cross over 3, cross back over 2, and then a 1 high. So let's go ahead and write that fingering, because that's a very easy fingering. It's not difficult, okay? We play 2, we play 2, then we play a third finger, back to 2, a 1, to 2, to still third finger F sharp, to 2, to 1, to 2, to 3, to 2. Now, I don't condone you writing out every finger, okay? I don't condone you to write every finger because that just implies you reading fingers. We really need to read note names, so I would just put some help there. Put 1 or 2 of those fingerings, not all of them, okay? So that first little motif that we have there is just 2. Shift up 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. So that's the same thing over and over again, yeah? Now make sure that first finger, D sharp, is nice and high. to make sure you've got it under your fingers, okay? So one more time, I'm going to do that again. Then I move up to fourth position, making sure that my first finger, where my fourth finger goes, is now that E. Now I want you to think about the fingering here. Already knowing the previous knowledge you've already used in that measure before it, the fingering would be 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2. So guess what? It's the same fingering, just in fourth position. Same fingering. Same fingering, twice in a row, just up a position, yeah? So not a whole lot of work, folks. That's a half-step move that you have right there, and it's the same finger pattern, okay? Look at the next line down. Now we have this F sharp. And here's where it gets a little complicated. I want you to do me a favor. I'm going to play that first finger in fifth position on that F sharp, but then look at the second note after the F sharp. I'm talking about this note. You look right here. We have F sharp in fifth position. This note right here. What is that note right there? So I'm playing an F sharp. If you said D sharp, you are correct. Okay? D sharp, it's the same finger pattern, fingering, but our second finger is going to be higher than you think. So I would put an arrow and a 2 so that you know that that finger is a little higher than it needs to be. Arrow and a 2. So ours 1, 2, 3, same 2. 1, high 2. Same 3, high 2. 1, high 2. Same 3, high 2. Again, I do not condone that you put every fingering there, but just so you know what it looks like, there it is. So now I'm talking about a high second finger in this sixth position. So again, my third finger is the one that moves. So really, this is important. Your hand posture here, your left hand posture, is important. Then we move up to sixth position. So a G natural, a half step move from that first finger F sharp to 1, to 2, 3. And that third finger is going to be a little higher than you think, so you might think about putting a little arrow and putting it up 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, with those small little arrows pointing up for that third finger to make sure that you are good. And I will post this up on our Google Classroom. So now we're talking about that G natural. So if I do that whole sequence together, and then we go on to our third finger there. So hopefully you understand that we're going just up in the positions here from third to fourth to fifth to sixth in this 1, 2, 3, 4 measure range here. Okay, again, I'm talking about third position to fourth position to bigger jump to fifth position to sixth position. So third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And your 2 and 3s are going to be, the third finger is only one that's moving, okay? Now, we're now stuck in this next section here that's a little scary, and then we're home free after that, I want you to know. So look at this next section here, okay? The next section that we have, we are in the stratosphere area, okay? And we're stuck here in sixth position, and I'm talking about that fortissimo little arpeggiatic on the 1, 2, second line down from your cut. And I'm sure you're thinking, Mr. Garza, that's really weird because those fingers are weird. No, the top note that you have right there, think about the top note. Okay, it's an F natural. Find it an octave lower, and then get up there. So I play a third finger there, F, to D, cross over 3, 1. So look at the pattern, 3, 1, 3, 1. I haven't done anything, I haven't moved my hand, I stay here in sixth position. Doing this, get your bow close to the bridge so that you have good sound since we're way up here again in the stratosphere. Yeah, we've got 3 to 1 to 3 to 1. Now we've got to add this fourth finger, so guess what my elbow has to do? I've got to get it out from underneath the instrument. Now I want you to notice that I'm not straining to get there, I'm staying in position, but my elbow does have to come out. And again, you've got to make sure bow is close to the bridge, otherwise this will happen. Listen. If you don't get your bow close to the bridge, you will hit other strings. We want a clean sound. And now this pattern is 4 to 2. So you have a 4 to 2 there on the end there. And then you have to cross over all the way to the G. So listen to this little pattern here. We have 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 4, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. So here is that fingering one more time. I'm going to show you this fingering and make sure that you mark it on your part. Hopefully you can see that right there. 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 4, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2. Okay? And it's way up there in sixth position. You don't have to move at all. Starting on F natural on a third finger. So let's try it together slowly. We're going to find that note on a third finger. And we're going to play this pattern. 3, 1, cross over, 3, 1, cross over, 4, 2, cross over, 4, back over, 2, back over, 1, 3, back over, 1, 2, and downbeat is going to be a third finger again. So hopefully you understood what I just did because I did it in the order of the strings and what is on each string. So watch this one more time. I play a 3, 1, then I cross over to the next string, 3, 1. Then I cross over to the next string, 4, 2. I cross all the way over to the G string, 4. Then I go back over 2. Then I go another over, 1, 3. Then all the way back over, 1, 2. And then I do it again. So way up in position, we're really learning how to keep our left hand nice and solid, not having to do any stretchies, okay, with the right finger pattern. But then we're really working on making this happen. Elbow out from underneath your instrument. If you look at my instrument and you look how my elbow is, we want it to have a radius to it. It's kind of like a pendulum, right? We want it to be able to move this way, okay? Good. So if we do those two measures together, finding that third finger, let's go slow. We're going this fast. Listen first. Try that with me. Ready, go. So we do it twice in a row. And again, I'm going to tell you that the fingering is the exact same thing when we get to that next measure. 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 4, 2. And then it changes here. 1, 3, 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to show you what that looks like here. Just like I said, I don't want you, and I'm not condoning, to write in every finger. But what I am telling you is it's okay to write a few things. Okay? Now we're stuck here at the next measure, and we are basically coming down in broken thirds. Now if you look, I'm going to give you the first two notes. First two notes of that measure there are 3 to 4, right? 3 to 4. F natural to G, right? So it's just a 3 to 4. But then it's asking you to play another third finger there, and please notice that that is lower than the previous two notes. 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. It is lower, yeah? So that third finger, that second, it's the third note of that measure. It's actually where your open E harmonic goes on the string. It's your open harmonic. That's where it is. So I play a 3, 4. And that 3, 4 is a half step. 3, 4, ya da da dum. That's a half step move. Ya da dee dum. And I want to show you what I just wrote on my part. You can look right here. So I put 3, 4, 3, 4, and I put a little circle, which means harmonic. And then I put that little symbol, which looks like an upside down up bow, to indicate that those two notes are half steps. They are touching, yes? So it's a very small move. 3, 4, 3, 4. And then I have a pattern now where it's lines and spaces. So if you look at the next thing, it's basically a space, which is going to be a 2 to 3 to 1 to 2. 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I'd write that in. 2, 3, 1, 2. So we've gone from basically 6th to 5th right here. Then we shift down on a B on a second finger, which if you're thinking about what we've already done, we're going to put a Roman numeral 3 above that 2 because we're in third position now on that B. 2, 3, 1, 2. So I want, listen again. 2, 3, 1, 2. Listen again. 2, 3, 1, 2. So our first finger would go where our third finger is because we're in position. Okay? So the fingering here is 2, 3, 1, 2. But our B to C natural is going to have a nice touch there. 2 to 3 is a half step. And then if you notice in the next measure, we shift to first position on a second finger, G natural. 2, 3, 1, 2. 2, 3, 1, 2. Making sure our F natural is super low. So it's the same pattern, ladies and gentlemen. It happens over and over again. Thank goodness. So if you'll look right here, and I'm going to indicate also that we go down to first position so you know what to expect. I'm going to show you here. If you look and see, 3, 4, 3, 4. See it? 3, 4, 3, 4. Make sense? Hopefully that does. And I'll post it up. 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2. So it's recycling the same basic pattern that we have. So I'm going to start right there, super duper slow. And we're in first position. And then we have a lot of accidentals once we get into this next section. But then we're home free, and we're just playing thirds like we've done in our scales. Okay? Thirds are very easy because they just skip notes, and there is a pattern to them. Okay? I would highlight all of the important accidental notes because those are the notes that are more important than anything that you are playing. Okay? Another E flat here. And you've got an A flat, and then you've got an E flat on top. Then you've got an F sharp to an A, and then you've got that same E flat, so first finger low. Same fourth finger there for E natural. B flat, first finger low. You have an F sharp, a nice high first finger, and then you've got a fourth finger low. So I'm going to highlight these so you can see what I'm talking about. And that way you can mark it on your part. And I will make sure and look at these parts when we see you face to face. But here is what it looks like here, okay? I've marked the low first fingers. I've marked the low fourth fingers. And if you notice, the notes that have a forte piano on them, we're going to play them rather heavy. We want them rather heavy. So let's play, starting on where it says piano. It's a B natural second finger. And that's a first finger low. We're going that fast and that slow. Ready? Go. First finger low. Stretch. Open. Low first finger. Stretch. Fourth finger low here. The F sharp high to 4. So does that make sense, everybody? Lots of stretching has to happen, as well as, and if you look at your music, you have got that first finger low, you've got to stretch for pinky fourth fingers. That's going to be an issue that a lot of us are going to have, that it's not going to be high enough. Stretch as high as possible so you can get that, or pivot, or whatever you'd like to call it. Let's try it one more time. Same thing on that B natural on the piano. Ready, and go. 2. First finger low, stretch, open. Low first finger. Fourth finger low. F sharp. E flat low. Stretch. Open. And A. First finger low. F sharp high. Half step. Fourth finger low. Good for you. So now let's talk about these quick half steps. I'm running out of time, but I want to do this very, very fast. When we play all of these patterns here, you look. B to C natural. B to C natural is going to be a half step, and then you've got a fourth finger. So this 1 to 2 that I'm going to mark is a half step. Okay. Then you've got B flat to D to F sharp and G. Well, there's another half step there, 1 to 2 touch, okay? And then you've got C, E flat, G. So there's a lot of places that we've got to stretch, okay? I'm going to show you what I did. If you look right here, I've got my little triangles. I've got my 1 and 2 that are half step, and I've got over here my 1 and 2 that are half step with all of our beautifully highlighted areas there as well, okay? I know it's going kind of fast, but this is actually the easier cut, and next week we're going to tackle that really, really hard cut. So we're going to try one more time on that B natural, same note, and we're going to play as quickly as possible, but not too fast. Starting on B natural. Ready, and go. 2, 2. First finger low, open. C, low first finger, regular, half step, first finger low. F sharp. First finger low, stretch. All first position, B flat. F sharp high, touch 2, and 4. So again, these are very easy things. It's going to take you doing it 1,000 times in a row and making sure that you play the right notes with the right pitch and the right finger. Now let's go on to the last line. Last line seems to be very easy, but it's a little tricky because there are pitfalls, okay? I'm going to show you exactly what I mean when I say pitfalls. If you look, I'm using kind of 2 parts here, but if you look, I have marked where we're supposed to move and to what position we're supposed to move and on what finger we are supposed to move. So if you look at that first part, you have C sharp, E, A, E, C sharp, E, A, and now I've got a third finger on an E. Well, that's your first move right there to Roman numeral 2. You're going to put a big Roman numeral 2, and you're going to move up to second position. And the pattern's going to be 3-1, right after that, and then back to 3, and then you'll open A, and then back to 3. And then you look at the next measure. Next measure, you go down, so now you're playing 2 to 4 to open A, to 4, to 2, to 4, to open A, to now a third finger, which is going to be a Roman numeral 3, third position move, 3-1, 3, 3, 1, 3, open, 3. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. I'm going to show you those 2 measures there, and then we'll do the very last measure. So I'm going to play my open, or my C sharp. I'm on that last line there. I'm going to play my C sharp. So I'll play C sharp, E. Here's my move right here. So that 4th finger that I played is now being replaced by a 3rd finger. So then I play a first finger. So 3, open, 3. Now I have a second finger on D. And I would tune that with my open D string since now I am in second position. 2 to 4 to open it, to 4, 2, 4, open. Here's my shift. Now, where my 4th finger was, my 3rd finger is now. Where my 4th finger was, my 3rd finger is now. And I play 3, 1, 3, open, 3, 2 to 4. Then that last measure, 2, 4, open, 4, 2, 4, open, 3. I shift up there. So 1 to 3 to open to 3, and then my last note is a 2. So it's all about where you are going that helps this situation. Okay? So we've gone from second position to third position to fourth position. Roman numeral 4, replacing fingers, folks. 2, 4, open, 4, 2, 4, open, 3, 1, 3, open, 3, and then finish on that 2 on the bottom line. I'm going to highlight these again, like I said I would, and where you're moving. So if you look at that last line there, you go from second position, there's all the fingerings, third position, there's all the fingerings, and fourth position, there's all the fingerings. So now what I'd like for you to listen to is I'm going to play this at a slow tempo, the actual cut, okay? And just for those of you that are trying to get this up to speed, I'm doing dotted quarter at 40 as a practice tempo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 ta 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 1 ta la ta li ta 2 ta la ta li ta 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 ta. So this is just me playing at a practice tempo, okay? Click, 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 ready, yeah. So I missed a few notes on the end there, but just so you can be aware of where you need to be and where we've got to go, okay? This is a really great etude, and it's actually not as difficult as some in past years. But what I want you to understand, violins, is that it is going to be hard. If it was easy, everyone would do it, and it would be boring. Boring. We don't want it to be boring, okay? We want to have challenges. Yes, you're going to get frustrated, and I hope you do, so that you will know that it's going to take great work to make great things happen. Please make sure that you are making mistakes so that you can fix them and go forward. Try not to get frustrated. Mrs. James and I are here to help you. We would like to have more people contact us and get help. We're doing this for you. We're trying to make it work. We're trying to make this so exciting and wonderful. So the more people that we have, the more better things we can do for you. Okay? I will post this piece that I have written on. I will post it on the Google Classroom violins so that you can see this. This is going to be for a grade. All right? For a grade. Your next opportunity for this. And just so you know, we kind of see each other next week in a hybrid model. So I'm going to expect you to be ready to go, even though we're virtual right now. So make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to. I want you to be able to get through this cut front to back slowly, not anything too crazy, but we should be able to play through the whole cut because it has been cut down, and now I've given you the answers. So hope you have a great day. Keep going, keep pushing. We'll see you next time.